It's the biggest celebrity divorce since Brad and Angelina. It's Kendrick versus Drake, but they're both Drake. Welcome to the Trump-Musk crack-up.
Oh man, the girls are fighting, aren't they?
Happy Friday, folks. There's one thing on everyone's mind today, and that's the very public, very ugly, totally predictable split between an oligarch and his president. Now, before we get into it, please take a second to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. All right, just to back up a second, Elon Musk publicly pulled back from his duties as junior president a few weeks ago. As his shareholders complained about absenteeism, Washington got increasingly sick of him, and it became clear Doge was a colossal failure. It was an absolutely embarrassing exit, to be sure, but Musk still left DC with his $400 billion fortune and an open invitation to the Lincoln bedroom. However, like Kanye without Kim, once Musk was back in Texas and alone with his thoughts, he decided to lash out. Now, on Tuesday, Musk came out strongly against the Trump budget, calling it a disgusting abomination and saying those who voted for it should be ashamed. For the last few days, he's continued to beat the drum against the Republican budget, both on his social channels and in the mainstream media. Watch Captain Elon T. Musk of the USS Douchebag as he blasts off about his earnest, totally not personal or petty opposition to the Trump budget.
A country is no different from a person. If a country overspends and doesn't spend wisely, just like a person, a country will go bankrupt. So the reason I'm here is because I'm very worried about America going bankrupt due to the corruption and waste. And if we don't do something about it, the ship of America is going to sink. And we're all on that ship. And this may be a message to, people out there who have, are wealthy, have a lot of means, or control companies. It's like, just remember, we're all in Ship America here. Your company is not going to exist if the Ship of America sinks. And we should do everything we possibly can to ensure that America is strong for far into the future.
Okay, am I the only one who noticed in the last video that Elon Musk is dressed like an astronaut but speaking entirely in maritime metaphors? Elon has escalated significantly since earlier in the week, and by yesterday, he was sharing posts calling for Trump's impeachment and posting shit like this. Folks, I just had an epiphany. I've seen every episode of the 1990s sitcom Seinfeld, maybe 20 times. Every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Something happens to me that I can relate to a Seinfeld episode. I just realized, for the MAGA crowd, Epstein is their Seinfeld. Now, everything eventually comes back to Epstein. All right, we've heard from Elon, but what about his oranger half? Of course, without tit, there is no tat. Here's a very upset Trump in the Oval Office yesterday taking repeated pot shots at his ex-BFF.
He wanted that person, a certain person, and we said no. And I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess.
There's so much in that one short clip, folks. But how about this? Trump is giving makeup tips like he's a tween influencer on TikTok. Guys, I may just be a liberal snowflake, but even I know it doesn't get any more alpha male than sharing makeup tips with your homeboys. All right, let's get some alpha male reactions to the Real Housewives drama. But first, Mike Johnson.
I don't know what has motivated this disturbance to begin, but obviously it's not helpful. My way is that policy disputes are not personal, and I've tried very hard to speak with Elon over and over, and to talk with him about what I believe are misconceptions he has about this bill and what it is.
Cuck might be a little harsh for little Mikey Johnson. Let's go with, I don't know, alpha pussy. This next Republican congressman is no pussy, but he is a bozo. Watch how a real man reacts to celebrity gossip.
Go down there, I'll tell you what. Elon, this is what I'll do. Come down to Texas 22nd District, right? I'll pay your filing fee and run against me.
This tough-talking Republican won't back down from a fight because against all odds, he's still holding on to that last tuft of hair at the top of his head. And by the way, the filing fee to run for Congress in Texas is $3,125. Musk is worth over $400 billion. Power move, cowboy. Now, of course, Fox News hosts rushed to slavishly defend their president from Musk's attacks, and there is none more brain fucked than Jesse Waters, who, in a rush to defend his celebrity hall pass, repeated on national television the most defamatory and salacious of Musk's attacks. Watch this idiot gag on himself to defend Trump.
Trump let Elon move into Mar-a-Lago, hired him at the White House, flew him around Air Force One, and took him to UFC fights. And then there was this. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, Elon says, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out, he says. Elon's calling the president a pedophile. Wow. I don't think Musk's seen the Epstein files, and if Trump was in them, Biden probably would have released him.
Does this guy even have producers? Because it definitely sounds like he's making it up as he goes along. Others, like Steve Bannon, have a plan, apparently. Folks, if you go to a surgeon with a problem, 9 out of 10 times, the solution is going to be, let's cut you open. Well, with Steve Bannon, the solution to every problem is outright fascism. Watch Steve Bannon, who is definitely not wearing pants, stop just short of calling for Musk's execution.
President Trump tonight should sign an executive order calling for the Defense Production Act to be called in SpaceX and seize SpaceX tonight before midnight.
All right, folks, there's so much out there on this epic, insane billionaire on billionaire ladies wrestling match, but those are some of the best clips from the last 24 hours that I wanted to share with you. Now, because Steve Bannon is such a disgusting human being, and because I love and appreciate everyone watching, I just can't leave you with him. So let's end the show where we started.
Oh man, the girls are fighting, aren't they?
Thank you again for tuning in. Please hit that like and subscribe button before you go. Drop your comments below. I love reading what you guys are saying. I'll see you soon. Have a great day.